Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, bit of a one-off special this one. So I alluded to on a few drives ago that I was actually trialling a bit of equipment on the 205. So today is the day where I'm going to be revealing what it is and what it does and the technology behind it basically. So let's get on with it. Right then, so yes, the first clue is Hypercross is gone. So essentially I fitted studs in here, and now the sharpest of you all will be realising I'm going to be putting a new airbox on the car. And I am indeed. I've been trialling this. Well, I think it's a really nice airbox with Graham Martin Racing. Graham Martin himself. So just adjust this handle, pardon the shakes. Yeah, so essentially I've been developing it with Graham in terms of for road cars and how it's going to fit. So you'll see that I've got two here. The first one, this is the first one that Graham sent, and established pretty quickly that it was too deep or too tall to be fitted in their standard area with a standard slam panel. So Graham does two sizes. You can do custom sizes. You can do pretty much anything you want really, because obviously, as you've seen, these are 3D printed, carbon impregnated technology. So so what you're not seeing really in these is that there's a hollow cavity in between in the case. So basically what it does, it creates and mitigates heat soak from the engine through the throttle bodies. So instead of when you're using the traditional Hypercross filter, obviously your base is aluminium, and what that does, obviously conducts heat really easily and transmits that basically like a radiator into and mixes with the cold air coming in. So the theory behind Graham's, well, there's no theory, there's proof. I'm going to put a link in on the description for Graham's website, and he's done quite a few papers so far on all of this stuff with thermal barriers and that kind of stuff with it, and I'm really very impressed by it. As you can see with this golden retriever hair, as you can see, it's pointing down, and unlike the Hypercross, the surface area is flat. As you can see, I've put my new air temp sensor in there, and I'm really quite impressed with it. I did a video originally of fitting it, going through it all. However, a lot of the footage was unused, and it's just a bit of a story with this camera going forward. It's fucking shit, to be fair. So I've probably done about 70 miles with it fitted. So on the initial shakedown, really happy with it. It seems to have made the throttling a little bit sharper, but the car idles a lot better with it. Whether that's the air temp sensor, the new air temp sensor, quite likely, but it seems to be it seems to be a bit more drivable with it on. So I'm really looking forward to getting it on, getting the fuel injectors changed, getting it onto the rollers to see what it can do in anger. And yeah, quite excited about that. But that's way down the line at the minute. I've got about 300 miles left to run the engine in. So it's not too far away really. The end of the summer, beginning of the autumn is the plan. But yes, going back to this, so one of the things that you'll have to do to fit it, it does fit in between the standard slam panel with these throttle bodies. You've got to be careful with GMRs because there's varying different body lengths, and mine, I can't remember what it was. They are a 115 millimeters, so it'll fit this airbox. This Graham Martin Racing airbox will fit with a inner 205 with a standard slam panel and 115mm throttle bodies. So what I've done, obviously is this done a few weeks ago, I've Loctited some M5 studs in there and used Nylox and washers to secure it. I was a bit worried to start with it because it was carbon fibre infused plastic. I can't remember the right name of the term, I'll put it in the window now. That it was going to either shrink or expand and basically find its way loose. But it hasn't been the case, in all honesty, with the Nylox. It hasn't been the case. So I'm pleasantly surprised by that, and yeah, really, really good on that score. Because the last thing you want is one of these things flapping around on the front of your car. So, what I'm going to do is gear up, get the silica set. The only stuff I've got in the box is this copper silicon. I used it to basically put the thermostat housing onto the engine when I was reassembling the engine bits, ancillaries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a film of it around each port, and when that's done and dusted I'll catch up with you and we'll fit it. I'll show you how it's fitted. Catch you in a minute. Right everybody, welcome back. You might have seen me making a mess just now of this sealant. I don't think I could have chosen a worse colour, to be honest with you, but there we go, it's all I had, and I really can't be asked going to the hardware store to get to try and find some black silica set. So as I say that, I've just smudged some onto the top of this filter and I'm making it a whole lot worse. Anyway, right, let's get that clean. Okay, so we've got all of these. A smear really of copper silica set. So it's a little bit of a tight fit here, so what I'm going to do is go across, and here's a note as well, just an important note when you fit them, to put these in, especially the lower one, in a couple of mil shallower than the rest, and this one about a millimetre or so in further than the rest, and it gives you just enough room to fit it in that way. It's a bit tight at the moment because obviously there's no panel filter, which is the next thing. So that's silica set. I'm going to leave that just kind of set a little bit. So yes, the Graham Martin Racing panel filter, similar material to the Pipercross P600. So basically 3 screws and a little grub screw at the top to secure it in. So I'm just going to fit this very quickly, and we can get the filter, the airbox even, onto the car. So yeah, three screws, fours, so M4, so give that a nip. Obviously with this kind of material you've got to be a bit careful not to get too excited and over tighten things, because things are damaged, things get damaged even. So it's nipped up. Let's do the lower screw. Let's do the lower one. That's in. Give this a couple of turns. That's nice and tight. And the last little bit is the scrub screw at the top. And the reason the grub screw is in on these is because Graham discovered on high power runs that the top part of the filter was subject to fluttering ultimately. So that is, it's really loud. This, and another thing I haven't mentioned yet, it's really light. It's substantially lighter than the Pipercross, really, even though that's got the aluminium base on it. So right, okay, let's get this fitted. So obviously this is giving me made it a bit tighter to fit now. So we're going to drop it down this way, drop it in here, bring it across into there. It'll find its hole in there, and there we go. That's that fitted there nicely. So let me just get a cloth. Not the best decision to put this shit on this copper silicone in on this, but never mind, I'm committed now, and it is what it is. So at least when it's set off I can go around and I can just kind of clean it off a little bit. So right. One earlier, can't seem to find it, and I'll get hold of it. So it gets a little bit tricky fitting these, as you can imagine. There's not a great deal in between the airbox and the mating surfaces. So right. So that's the top for it. I'm just going to put the nylox in on these initially, just to hold it in. This one here. But as most of you guys and girls even that follow the channel, I'm sure you're very capable. You have very capable hand skills to. Where did that go? Didn't fall on the floor. Cut. Right, that took some doing. Find that little bar steward. So right, we're going to try again. Right, yeah, straight away, first time. Anyway, gotta love it at me. So yeah, we'll get these fitted. I'm going to show you these doing this job in real time actually, because it's one of the things I agreed to with Graham, was to go to detail and show you, what it's like to fit them. And of course, one of the things I have said from the start is that you'll, I said earlier even, is that you need a fair degree of dexterity, because it gets a little bit tight on the back of the bottom bits of the bodies, but if you've got a good dexterity then you're good. I mean, I can do it with my left hand, and well, we all know what happened with that, didn't we, a couple of years ago now, or over 2 years ago. So you bastard, that's the second one to drop. There we go. At least with this floor I can find shit that I'm dropping, so it's not too bad. So okay, let's get this dude on there. It's a little bit fiddly, like I was saying. Right in the right place there. Okay, so we've got washer on that, and yeah. These studs aren't the best, to be honest with you. I'll be honest, I ordered them from eBay, and they're not the best quality. There's a couple of them that are a little bit difficult to start threading on. That's obviously one of them. So yeah, it gets a little bit fiddly. Oh fucking hell! Excuse the French, but fucking that's the second washer I've dropped, and I'm not sure where the fuck it's going. Ah, asshole. Right. Excuse the French, I do get a bit frustrated with myself now and again. I never used to until I had the stroke, really. And it's definitely one of those things. It has had an effect in terms of my not personality as massively, but some days I'm exactly how I used to be. Other days I struggle. I found that washer, which is a good fucking Jesus, what was that? Yeah, can't do that. This is going from bad to worse. Welcome back, everybody. Now that I've retrieved the washer, the rug washer and the nut, I'm going to finish putting on the final one. So yeah, apologies for the colourful language. Oh yeah, bastard. Never mind. Like I say, that is a bit tricky, but totally and utterly doable. See, that's it. Just I'm having one of my days. I've chosen one of my worst days. Oh, not so good days to do it. So another thing I've done with these, if you end up buying this setup from Grey Martin Racing, is I've decided I could fit it with a standard spanner. You have to be really careful with the starter solenoid and the main light feed, because you don't want to short something out, burn the whole car down. So I've cut a cheap silver line spanner in two, obviously ground out and smoothed the edges, so I don't cut myself. So I've got two shortened spanners to do the job. So and the good thing with shortened spanners is there's no risk in you over tightening the airbox. So it's a win-win, really. So that's nipped up there. Do the same with this one. Leave the interesting ones, which are the lower ones, till last, based on my performance today. And but to be honest with you, I don't complain about the after effects of the stroke, because like I've said in the previous video, I've been exceptionally lucky. So I could have been in a wheelchair and not able to do anything in life other than wheelchair bound things. So I am finding myself to have been 1% unlucky and 99% lucky. So yeah, privileged to be able to carry on with my life. So no complaints from me on that score. So yeah, it's squeezed out let me change the camera angle here a little bit. Let's go a bit, let's use the camera, shaky camera. If only I could find a way to overhang the bonnet, the engine bay. That'll do at some point. So yeah, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting in terms of dexterity and turning the spanner. Having said that though, it's all, you know, it's all doable. So this is this one, and I'm going to use the open end. Yeah, so like I say, I wanted to do this in real time to show you that it literally is a quick, well, relatively quick swap from whatever induction system you've currently got on your throttle bodied 205. So that is now tight. This is the tricky one because I've got the air temp sensor below it, so a little bit interesting this one. So I'm going to go ring spanner on this because I'm going to need a few more. So I'm going in with ring spanner with the angle facing the car, rearward if you like. So it's a bit fiddly, but to be honest with you, perseverance, you'll absolutely nail it. So just winding this down, almost there now, obviously with can't wait for the silicone to dry off so I can actually, you bastard, so I can scrape it off. It's already doing my head in. Yeah, I should have. Right, that's that tight. This one here, this isn't too bad. You can get your arm underneath it all. Again with the ring spanner, I can get a good rotation on this one because there's nothing underneath it, not on my car anyway. So it's good, it's all good. Almost there. Okay, almost there, ready for the last. Right, okay, so the last one, which is this one. Isn't so bad, to be honest. And it's obviously, this is a little bit shorter to compensate for getting the filter into place, so you're not spending that much time winding this one down. Yep, I was hoping that's going to land on the floor. So I've got a washer I haven't been able to find, so no doubt I'll find that on the garage floor once I've started it up, but it won't be today because obviously I need to make sure that the silicone sets and doesn't get on any of the engine. So half cut spanner. I don't mean drunk. Bad joke there, shit. But anyway, so yeah, one air filter fitted. Absolutely solid thing. Absolutely solid. And the one thing I haven't mentioned yet is the induction noise it makes. Well, it's epic, to be honest with you. That video the other week, you will have watched me coming back from Cars and Coffee, a local Cars and Coffee with the missus, and you could probably hear that it was a little bit louder on the induction on the front end. Well, you may or may not have noticed that, but it's made a heck of a difference on the front end sound. It's just, yeah, it's really concentrated, so it sounds It already sounded good, but it sounds absolutely epic now. But yeah, I think you'll just push the car back so we can get some more light in here. There you go. I think you'll agree that it's a pretty tidy installation. It's really tidy. It's actually race proven by Graham, because he time trials GTI 6th engine 205. So I'll put in all of the links in the description so you can go and have a look for yourself. And above everything else that I've said, obviously it's really tidy, it just looks so good in there. Above everything else, really, Graham's really very contactable. He certainly knows this stuff, and you know, if you've got any issues, pardon the shaky camera again, if you've got any issues, then his customer support is absolutely second to none. And yeah, really good. So it's been a privilege, really, to be in a position where I've been able to play a small role in helping Graham certainly trial fitting it onto standard 205s. Well, certainly with an Mi16 engine fitted, which is obviously one of the target areas, but not exclusively so. Yeah, just it's an epic thing. It's an epic thing, and well, Jeff, and I'm not being paid to trial this. It's literally gloves off, kind of honest opinion territory here. So it's just, you know, I highly recommend them. I really do. I really recommend it, that you at least have a look at the technology. As I say, I'll put the link in there. Just have a look at it and see what Graham's saying, and what he's actually proving as well. And one of my friends, chap called Matty Fox, you'll recall me mentioning his name quite a few episodes ago. Matty supplied me with the 4 fuel injectors for this, because I was, at the time, you might recall, I was struggling to find them. So Matty is also running a Graham Martin Airbox, deeper than mine because he's got the modified slam panel on. So quite a bit bigger actually than this. I've got a photo. I'll put the photo in there now so you can have a look at it. But yeah, yeah, well chuffed. It's tidy, and the you know, unlike the Hypercross, disclaimer, I don't want to, you know, I'm not bad mouthing Hypercross. It's been on the car for a number of years. It's been reliable, but the advantage of this is, as you see, it's got the mesh behind the filter panel. And the risks with filter panels over the years is they degrade, they break up, and some of it goes down your engine. Doesn't do any harm really, but I won't have to contend with that, which is the main thing. So yeah, well chuffed, and it gets a 10 out of 10 for me, across all fronts: looks, functionality, and you know, how it makes his car sound. So some of you at some point might well hear it if we meet up somewhere, but yeah, absolutely brilliant. Awesome piece of kit, really light, brilliant. I'm going to end this video here. As per usual, thanks for your support. I'll catch up with you in the next one.